And I think that, you know, in a perfect world, we wouldn't need ordinances to try to make sure that people acted accordingly. But the folks that have property rights are everybody. And the people that I hear from are the ones complaining about these issues, and we're not aggressive enough. I don't want to get overly aggressive, but I do think that we can make some improvements, and I do think that this will help us give another tool in the toolbox and a little bit more of a hammer, if you will, to those that want to not be good neighbors to their neighbors. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, you know, I've gotten more calls from citizens and taxpayers in this county as to why we're not enforcing our code more strictly. I've gotten a few calls from folks that say, hey, I got a violation, you're my commissioner, I want to talk about this, I have to go before the hearing examiner. The vast majority of folks call me because we're not enforcing aggressively enough. So when people come up to the mic and say they're speaking for the people, I'm not sure which people you're speaking for, because there's 180,000 people in this county. So if you want to speak for the people, I mean, I think the closest you get is the 5 of us, because we ran and put ourselves out there and people voted for us to use our judgment in executing the laws and ordinances and the Constitution that we took an oath to serve. So, you know, if you want to speak for the people, my first question is, what people are you speaking for? Because, you know, we're the ones that get the calls here at the county. And I'll tell you, there's been a lot of times I've had to tell people there's nothing we can do. People have property rights. They maybe didn't get over the threshold where we can say it's junk-like conditions. It may look like junk, or people's yards may be in such disrepair, but they haven't tripped the threshold where there's a life safety issue or a hazard issue. And people say, well, go on there and do something. I tell people all the time, look, people have property rights. People get to exercise their property rights, and I can't enforce a code because somebody wants to live like a slob. That's their right to do so. But there is a certain threshold that trips that it impacts the community, where it does become a life, health, or safety issue. And, you know, we have these codes, they seem to be working, and there's a balance, there's always a balance between property rights and these codes. But that's why we're here today, to talk about these things and see if we can maintain that balance going forward. Thank you, Mr. Chair.